All right, so Hulu just dropped his new zombie movie starring Billy Burke from Twilight fame. Yes, I know he's done other things, but that's the first thing I think of when I see him. And according to IMDb, that is what he's best known for. And this is about like a small town cop who is dealing with the loss of his son. Him and his wife are grieving, and he goes out to end things. And right before he can get up the courage to do so, there is a girl screaming for help. He runs down to help her, and oh, just kidding, it's a zombie. So he has to fight off this zombie. He runs home to get his wife, and they go out and try to survive the outbreak. This movie's not good, unfortunately. I think that it had good intentions. I think that conceptually this could work. I do think this is one of those films that when we talk about remakes, we always talk about remaking classic films, good films, things that people already love. And, there's a small group of us that are always kind of crying out, like, hey, I don't have a problem with remakes. I just have a problem typically with the kinds of movies that they're remaking. It's like if it's a classic movie that's really good, why does it need a remake? Not shitting on all remakes. There's plenty of great remakes, of course. But that being said, I think what we need more so is remakes of bad movies with good concepts, good bones, good framework that gives itself well to recreating it with a little more talent, with a little more thought, with a little bit more put into it. And I do think this is kind of one of those types of films where I see what they're going for. And I think that, I don't hate this one. I thought it was okay. There's a lot of forced, kind of cheesy dialogue between the husband and wife in this as they're trying to survive. And there's some lines that are put in here that are supposed to kind of be like gut punches, and they just come off very fake. And so the dramatic side of things doesn't work very well. They're lamenting the loss of their child, and that stuff comes off okay. But and I hate to harp on this because I'm somebody who's typically like, oh yeah, if I can guess, the twist or whatever, the reveal, that it's okay as long as the movie's entertaining. It doesn't really matter. But I do think that this movie kind of relies on the reveal in the end working, and it just doesn't because it's so obvious. Like, I was pretty much convinced this is the way it was going. Um, Pretty much from the jump, to be completely honest. It was something that I had in the back of my mind, and then the more it went on, I was like 100% positive. And then it just kept going, and I kept getting even more, which more than 100% is not possible, but it seemed very possible then because I was like, there's just no way this isn't the way that the movie concludes. So I don't know. I definitely do not recommend it. If you want to see a much, much better zombie film that came out recently, it was from last year. People overlooked it. It has a twist ending that's actually pays off, that's actually good. I thought it was a great film that did not get anywhere near the attention that it should have. And it stars Carrie-Anne Moss from the Matrix movies, as well as Frank Grillo. And it is a movie called Die Alone. So this is what I always try to do on the channel. If I'm bringing up and reviewing a film that I didn't like, I will try to recommend something that's like it, but well executed, that is worth your time. So this doesn't feel like a complete waste of time where you're like, well, okay, I guess I'm not watching that movie. I mean, I guess I saved you time if you're somebody who appreciates and respects my opinion enough to follow my advice. For the most part, I think everyone should think for themselves view things for themselves. We're not going to always agree. But if you are someone that's like, oh, I usually line up with you, so I trust you, I don't have a lot of time, so I'll respect your opinion and try to check out what you recommend. I know there is a lot of you like that. If you somehow missed the recommendation of Die Alone, that would definitely be the one to look for instead, because that's lower budgeted. It's very sincere. It has a cool concept. The creature effects in that are fucking awesome. I think the payoff is super solid. The twist in it actually surprised me. I did not expect it. There's actually a couple of them, and one in particular that I was like, oh shit, maybe I should have picked up on that, but I didn't, which was great. And it actually worked for the film. This one, I just feel like, you know, I don't think that the action is done well at all. I don't, you know, the zombie effects are okay. They're pretty generic, but they're fine. The acting here is pretty rocky. The attempt at some kind of like, oh my god twist just doesn't work, because I think pretty much anyone who watches it is going to be like, duh, right? And the emotional stuff, because that's really what's at the core of this, and that's why this is cool conceptually, is because of the trauma that they focus on between these this married couple, and what they've went through and what they're trying to get through together. And you think like, okay, this could work. You know, it starts off and it's fairly cheesy, and the acting isn't great, and you could tell this is low budget, but you're like, all right, I'll just stick with it just to see if this goes anywhere. And then, you know, once I had figured out where this was heading, I was just like, you know, I wanted to review it, so of course I sat through it, but then also like I wanted validation, because I was like, it can't be anything but this, and it was, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And then it ends, and then there's this like stinger, like in the last 2 seconds, that I was like, the fuck was that? Huh? Like, that completely undermines what you just did. And I really honestly sure what the inclusion of that is, other than like every horror movie by law is required to add some stupid stinger ending. It is my least favorite trope in all of horror. I think this is the first time I've ever mentioned this on the channel. Maybe not ever, but definitely I don't mention it much if I ever have. I fucking hate that every single horror movie ever made, for the most part, outside of a rare exception here and there, has to end on some dun dun dun, like fucking stinger, like last second thing. It's like, god damn it, can't it just ever fucking end? Can it just ever be like, okay, we're done? Like, you know, they killed the monster, moving on. There always has to be some boo, some last second jump, like, shut the fuck up, stop with this. And this one is more egregious because, as I said, it completely undermines the ending of the movie, in my opinion, and I don't understand its inclusion other than to just maybe make the audience scratch their head or jump, maybe, I don't know, because the movie barely tries to be a horror movie. It's more of a drama that has some zombie action in it, and while that, I guess, is supposed to be scary, and they are fast zombies, if you're wondering. And I guess maybe if you're like really easily scared by zombies, you might be freaked out by them for a second here and there, but it's so poorly done that I just can't imagine anyone actually being scared unless they're a total scaredy cat who doesn't watch horror movies, and in that case they wouldn't be watching this movie anyways, unless they have like something for Billy Burke, and they're like, I'm gonna watch anything he does no matter what. But yeah, it's just, what a poor film. Anyways, I'm rambling. It's fucking 1:30 in the morning, and I gotta go to bed because I gotta go see Ballerina, the John Wick spin-off movie, in the morning. And I had to wait for it because my wife's not interested. Well, she's interested. It's just, we don't have time to see everything together. So, you know, while she's at work and I'm off work, I'll run out and I'll see the action movies and whatever that she's not that interested in. So I gotta get to bed. I won't be reviewing Ballerina on the channel, but you know, if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram or any of those things, Facebook especially, In my private Sinister Cinema group, I talk about literally everything I watch for the most part. Every TV show, every movie, every fucking video game, every comic book I'm reading, everything. I pretty much tell those guys when I'm going to the bathroom for the most part. Not really, but fuck, it feels like it. So anyway, I'll stop rambling. Go check out Die Alone, not this. It's on Hulu if you're super curious, but I wouldn't recommend it. Check out Die Alone. Let me know. Adios.